challenge for Nigerian outlook is how to achieve stability, even in growth. Because we've seen high growth, we've seen negative growth. Now we have slow growth. How can Nigeria ensure stable growth, sustained growth? And it comes down to assuring sufficient liquidity, sufficient foreign exchange liquidity. Federal government revenue, getting better. How do you ensure sustained increase? Because oil price will always be subject to swings. So how do you insulate? So I was making a case not for increased exports, because the medium-term outlook of exports is not bright. Not for increased taxation, because the economy just came out of a recession. And the post-recession economy is not one that any government should look up to for increased taxation. A post-devaluation economy, a post-inflation economy. Recession, devaluation, inflation has wiped out, has debased, has devalued your tax base. So it's almost, a mirage to expect that you get more tax. Because in the end, the tax you get will be less than in the past. By the time you discount it for the inflation, for the devaluation, tax that you collect as a fraction of GDP will be less than what you collected in the past. So that lot of conversation about tax is wrong. So I'm saying that you have illusion of tax growth. If you place the tax on GDP, it's going to be less than last year. There's no way. So I'm saying government should look away from exports and taxes and look for non-tax revenue. This is us. And these are our sources of external resource inflow. There are 4. Export is one, and you can see it is very volatile. It's the biggest. Almost the only one, but it's the main one, right? Then the red one, remittances, are the next biggest. So one reason why you need to ensure that the exchange rate you apply to remittances are fair. Yeah, it's the next most important source of forex supply for Nigeria. So as of 2005, we were the 4th largest destination in the world. 4th. After China, India, and Mexico. Over that time, China and India has left Mexico and Nigeria behind. So why wasn't 2005? Why wasn't 2005 on account of population? Why did we get almost as much as they did in 2005? The difference is that their government cared, and our government didn't care. So President Buhari comes with the kind of image that could really be leveraged upon to attract diaspora funds. If he invites people to come and invest at home, they would. Don't you think? If he does, So our government too might need to get to a situation where we issue. All state government can issue. If Deltans living abroad know that the governor means business, do you think they will remit money home or not? They will. So we didn't care. Those who cared got it. And China gets more FDI than diaspora funds. India gets more diaspora funds than FDI. But both of them get similar amount of diaspora. So that's one. The other one is FDI. So it was not just in diaspora funds that we were among the largest. As of 1990, none of these countries got more foreign direct investment than us. inward stocks. India got 1/6 of what we got in 1990. Stock of FDI. Today, they have more than 3 times. So theirs has increased 18-fold. And ours has increased 10-fold. So over the time, one after the other, all of these countries had overtaken us. So the point is that when you care about investment, you get it. Mind you, this is about offering something to sell. So in portfolio investment, the initiative can be with the investor. In FDI, the initiative is with you, the seller. So you have to look around Nigeria. In the GSM licenses, we didn't sell any asset. We didn't sell any asset. We sold access. We sold them the right to come in and deploy their own assets. So it's not, so they were greenfield foreign direct investment. We gave them pieces of paper for the license fees that they paid. So Nigeria can scan around and say, in which sectors can I give access? Which means those sectors have been under government monopoly, like telecoms was under government monopoly, until we decided to break that monopoly by licensing GSM operators. So in real, if we signal to investors that I don't have to be a monopolist, come into this segment, own equity. Right now, government is saying, come and do public-private partnership with me. I am the monopolist. Okay? GSM companies are not doing PPP with government. You open opportunities for them to own, and once you open opportunity for people to own, they are motivated to deploy investment, create a competitive environment. They will deploy investment. They will do more than you expected because they want to do enough to guarantee returns. So, in which sectors? Is it in health? In power? Particularly transmission? In education? In sports? Huh? Yeah, mining. So, basically, it doesn't have to be transfer of physical assets. Okay? You can get a lot through licensing, as you did in telecoms. Other countries in the prevailing global financial environment are getting more from abroad through diaspora funds, through foreign direct investment. We largely missed out the opportunity. It's time we joined. Because we can attract more than we lost through the exports. We are in the battle for attracting 30 billion, 50 billion a year, if not 100 billion. We are not in the business of attracting 2.5, 4.5 billion. You know, so you have to attract them in significant quantity for them to make sense and for them to make a difference. On production, services has grown from slightly more than half of GDP to 2/3 of GDP. While agriculture declined. Can we see? although it was resilient during the recession. Oil declined. And industry, excluding oil, grew rapidly, although during the recession it also declined. So you now have a service-dominated economy. And the challenge is to get the other non-service sectors to go, particularly agri and industry. That's a structural shift.